All right, from the Sixers side, another well-dressed man joins us as we get a chance to welcome in Cornbread Maxwell, who joined us. Cedric, let me ask you a question, because the Sixers are saying they're playing with house money, youth, and experience. Not many vets. Al Horford looks like a grandfather out there on the floor. So how about the mindset of the Celtics side?
Well, the mindset of the Celtics side is obviously they want to win the game, and so they can get some rest. I think the Celtics did what they needed to do going down to Philadelphia, winning going game. And again, the pressure is on Philadelphia. If Boston plays well, I think they can come in this building, and I think they can win this game and close the series out.
Cornbread, Derek Fisher here. Question about
Derek, you're my. I love when guys used to set picks on you. Oh my God! Just the way you ran through a pick, man, was unbelievable. That was old school. Dudes didn't know it. They weren't expecting you to be flying and put your head down. I love that, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I took pride in that for sure.
Yes.
Tell me about the absence of Shane Larkin tonight. He's been valuable for the Celtics with Kyrie being out, providing good minutes. And where do you think Brad Stevens can go if Terry Rozier gets into foul trouble or Marcus Smart's in foul trouble? Where can they get that additional guard play?
Well, what they've done, really, they've changed up a little bit, and Jason Tatum has been bringing the ball up. So Jason's been so versatile in what he's been able to do. You have him maybe play a little bit of guard. But I think, again, not having other guys out of the lineup, and I think, especially when Shane Larkin, he was smart, he was aggressive, he got through picks, he gave you valuable minutes, and he gave Terry Rozier a time to get a breather. But without him, you just have to go on.
Cornbread Maxwell, Steve Smith, how you doing?
Stevie B, what's going on?
Question for me is, we getting a chance to watch Jason Tatum grow up in the playoffs. The regular season is one thing, but you've been in so many playoff matches. Can you talk about this rookie, where he's taking his game to the next level? There's no Gordon Hayward, no Kyrie Irving. He's kind of the number one option. What have you been impressed by with this rookie?
Well, the fact that he can shoot the basketball, he can put it on the floor. I think the game right now is really meant for him. I know a lot of NBA scouts have said that, because what you have now is guys who basically put the ball on the floor, knock down trays, control the initial point of attack. When you have versatility in your game at this stage now, it only makes you that much more valuable. During my era when I played in a position, I'm playing down in the paint, I'd be like a dinosaur right now. And so you have to get guys now who are in position. I talked to Elton Brand the same thing. I said, Elton, you're shooting threes now. He said, man, you got to get in where you fit in. So the game has changed, and what you have with Jason Tatum is a guy who is dynamic and changes with the game.
Cornbread, we've seen Jaylen Brown obviously give it his best go and still be impactful despite not being 100%, who is anyways at this point in the playoffs. But how much more are we going to see today, maybe than the last game? How much are we progressing now in terms of his health over the last few days?
Well, I think you're starting to see a little bit more. Right now, I still think he's playing about 75%. He can't explode off the floor like he normally would. So I think that the quicker the Celtics are able to get through this series, I think the better they will be to play a team like Cleveland, because you're going to need all hands on deck, the way you would see that big guy over there, the way LeBron James is playing right now. Everybody has to be in par.
Cornbread, Terry Rozier has been phenomenal in these playoffs. Last game, I thought he played hard, he played well, but I thought he took a step back defensively against T.J. McConnell. What do you see from Terry Rozier playing at home, and obviously plays better in Boston?
Well, he has always been the guy who's played better here at home. And I look for him to come out, shoot the ball, be a lot more aggressive. T.J. McConnell did a great job of getting up in his jog, a lot like Dellavedova does, of just putting pressure on you. Not quick enough to stay with you, but just enough of a nuisance. Almost like when you have a fly in your house or around your food, you keep swatting him away. That's how McConnell is, but he was effective knocking down shots. So the Celtics have to do a much better job on him controlling the initial point of attack.
Cornbread, before we let you run Celtics Sixers, it just feels right, I think, for every NBA fan sitting here. You were a huge part of that rivalry. What's it been like for you to see it reunited?
Well, I hated it, but, I hated it and loved it at the same time. It always reminded me of Sunday playing a game, CBS, Brent Musburger doing the game, Grover Washington Jr. doing the national anthem, and then Dave Zinkoff announcing Julius the Dr. J. Irving. And that was about as scary as it got. So I love that kind of game, and the fact that the Sixers and the Celtics right now are playing again, I think it's only good for NBA basketball.
Can't thank you enough. Enjoy what should be a great atmosphere up in Beantown tonight, okay?
All right, gentlemen.